Hey everyone, it's Tegan Fiore and I'm here with my new friend Marina Fini. And today we created this really amazing blue dream creation using all Arctic Fox dyes, and we're really stoked at how it came out with. And we also used Olaplex, of course, along for some shine and protection with the bleach, but it gave us a really pretty creation. So if you guys want to see how we came up with that color, stick around and we'll show you. So we are going to go ahead and get started by bleaching out her roots. As you can see, she's got a pretty dark root, so we're going to have to go in with a nice high developer, in this case 40, and mix that with some Olaplex. Olaplex suggests that you should use 1/8 per scoop, which is exactly how I'm going to work. So I'm going to go ahead and mix that up and get started.
So I always like to mix my bleach thick, so that is Matrix Toning Bleach mixed with 40 volume and Olaplex. I always like to section into 4 quadrants just to make sure that my work is even. And then I started applying the lightener to her dark band, which is going to be the hardest to lift through. Always make sure you stay slightly off the root because you're going to cover that the very last moment when you cover the ends. So now I'm working my way through the mid strand and slowly working my way towards the end so I can get a nice even blonde.
So I'm just applying Olaplex number 2 to her ends. We just washed out her roots. They look really great actually. We're about to tone them silver with a really awesome toner that I just got my hands on called Fanola. It's in this pretty blue tube. I never used it. I'm always on the search for really good new silver toners, so I'm really excited to try this one. I'll put the link in the description box below if you guys want to check it out, but this is it basically, you can kind of see. So we're just going to apply that to her roots right now. As I said, I'm just kind of like pulling some Olaplex number 2 through her ends just to rebond what that bleach did to her ends. But overall her texture is pretty great for being bleached with such a high volume. So Olaplex, make sure you get your hands on it. You need it. So like I said, I'm going to apply the toner to her roots and pull it through ever so slightly. Yeah, I'm just going to start by applying it all over the root line and then pulling it through. So I'm going to kind of have to apply it a little bit quickly.
As I said, this was my first time trying out this toner. It worked really well. However, as I used it again, I would definitely recommend trying it on dry to very slightly damp hair. Her hair was slightly too wet to take this toner completely, so just an FYI for next time, make sure you try it on drier hair when there is still a slight bit of yellow there.
So strong, you know. Pretty man came to me. Never seen us so blue. You know I could not run away. It seemed we seen each other in the dreams. Looked like you knew me. You looked right through me. Yeah. Come on home, girl. He said with a smile.
Oh yeah, that's what's on your
love me and let's get high a while, but try to understand.
Alright, so we finished toning her and got her on a rough blow dry. And I'm really liking how these silver toners turned out. They toned a really good amount of the hair. There's still some slight yellow, but I'm not going to go back in and worry about that right now because we're actually going to go in with our Arctic Fox pastelized colors, which I have created right here. If I can get these clips. One of them is a really nice pastelized aquamarine color, and the other one is a really pretty pastelized, more of a sky blue that's going to turn out on her hair. And this one is made with Poseidon, and this one is the Aquamarine.
So I brushed her hair back out into 4 quadrants. I find it's the easiest and most cleanest way to work, especially with these really light pastel vivid colors. You want to make sure that each section has a really great pop of color at the root, because the root is like the hardest thing to take with pastel colors, let me tell you. So always make sure that you outline. It will do you some good in the very end. And I always work with fairly small sections, especially again with these lighter colors, just to make sure they are fully saturated and you don't miss anything. I'm just kind of using my brush to apply it first and then smoothing it through with my hands. I'm kind of taking that aquamarine and just smoothing it right up and on in there. As you move your way onto your top section, this is the most noticeable section out of all of them. So don't be afraid to really oversaturate your sections. Don't be afraid to go back and paint those little missing spots because they will be noticeable, especially after you wash out. So make sure you're taking that Poseidon at the root, overlapping if you need to. This is really, really great conditioning color. It's only going to be doing great things for the hair. So again, painting that Poseidon at the root and melting it together with that Aquamarine at the ends. I really find the best way to like melt these colors together is your fingers. If you want to use a brush, that's great too, but I always like to just use the easiest thing, and that's my fingers. As you work your way farther towards the front, you always want to ask your client which way they part their hair. I kind of just created a custom pattern over to the side because that's the way that she wanted to part her hair. So I finished just by smoothing the rest of that light blue through the ends. And here it is, my blue dream creation inspired by the one and only Marina Fini.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We're super stoked at this outcome. If you guys want to see more from Marina, you can check her website out, marinafini.com. Instagram her, Marina Fini. All that other stuff, I'll put it in the description box so you know you guys like to stalk. So make sure you guys check her out and yeah, keep watching. Thank you.